What's up, kids? Welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, where we're going to talk about football. Yes,
Woo.
football. No, we didn't do drugs this time. We know what we're talking. We're talking about foot. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you guys. Yes, it's a wrestling podcast, but we're talking about football right now. Okay, specifically the XFL. Yes, that wonderful endeavor WWE tried to have in 2000, 2001 that failed epically. But they had good, build up to it. They got us excited at least, new football league coming in. What what could go wrong?
Oh,
And everything could go wrong apparently. Um what are your initial thoughts of, cuz you kind of have been watching videos and Googling. What are your thoughts of the XFL from first glance?
yeah, it kind of just looked like Vince McMahon got bored one day. And he was like, "Well, football sounds fun." I don't know. It seemed like it could have went somewhere. Maybe I don't know. Vince McMahon isn't the greatest businessman besides in the wrestling world. I think we could say. So I I don't really. It seems like it had promise. Like the idea on paper was better than the idea on the field and everything. So
Yeah, because I think the ideal was, well, like, Vince is a billionaire, so he can pretty much afford anything. As if you go onto the Wikipedia page for XFL, he wanted to buy the Canadian Football League. Yes, Vince McMahon wanted to buy the Canadian. He
note, they offered him one team. They said, you know what, you can buy this team.
and Vince said no. I want the whole thing. So I think it was kind of, Vince woke up one day and he said, you know what? I've been doing this wrestling thing for a while. Let's try football. And it was kind of cool on paper because it was a new idea for football. Extreme. Whatever. I kind of think they basically, if you guys remember, there was an NFL Street video game where, like, you played your favorite NFL team, but it was like, yeah, yeah. I think they basically played that game and they were like, this is a good idea. Let's make it a league like this. What could go wrong? Um, and that's what kind of got the fans excited. Like, it was going to be a extreme smash mouth type of football league, but it didn't turn out as well as they had planned it. Any other thoughts before I kind of go on into more detail as in the league itself?
Yeah, from what I actually um, heard about it, it was actually supposed to be like where the NFL could mooch off of the XFL's players. I don't know if you had that wrote down or whatever. I don't want to. I don't want to take all your points. But that's what I actually watched a video of Jim Ross who was explaining it, and obviously Jim Ross working in the inner workings of the WWE and the XFL as well. He would probably know. From what he said it was basically where they were gonna kind of like develop players a little bit. They were gonna allow the players to. It was gonna be like a breeding ground for the NFL. It wasn't, and I think the NFL kind of saw it as competition. The NFL didn't see it as this, just because basically the players were going to be, play in the spring. It was a spring league. They were going to play in the spring, and then it was going to basically get them ready for, the football season and get them ready for, to go on to the NFL. So, it had the basis sounded pretty good, but,
Yeah, for the younger kids to understand, it was basically the NXT of the NFL. Pretty much is what they tried to do. But I feel like a lot of guys just ended up getting hurt, or because I know you and I kind of watched that one game, well, parts of it anyway, and I don't know if it was nerves on the guys, but it kind of felt sloppy. It didn't feel like a professional football game. Um, you had The Rock come on the big screen and kind of do a promo on the XFL, getting excited, which I feel like it would have been cooler if he was actually there, if it wasn't just like a recorded in his studio somewhere. Like,
That's part of the game, right? The
yeah,
Rock.
like if he actually came out and cut a promo about the XFL there, it would have been cool. But it just felt gimmicky having him on there. Um, but anyway, it was a small league. Um, we only had 8 teams. When I was thinking back, I thought they had more, but I guess they only had 8 teams. We had and these team names, they're pretty epic. Can you sense the sarcasm? Um, we have the Orlando Rage, the Chicago Enforcers, the New York, New Jersey Hitmen, uh, Birmingham Thunderbolts, the Los Angeles Extreme. That's XTREME. The cool way to spell it. San Francisco Demons, the Memphis Maniacs, and the Los Angeles Outlaws. I sort of remember some of these, like the helmets from some of these teams, and like the logos. They really did look cool. From what I remember. Um, but I feel like it was, I don't know that. Well, let me go back to what DJ was saying, how they were kind of breeding players to eventually go to the NFL. They did have a couple players who did go to the NFL. One in particular that jumped out at me that I know is Steve Gleason. He played for the New Orleans Saints most notably. I'm trying to see what other team. Apparently, he did play for the Indianapolis Colts off season in 2000, but he played for the New Orleans Saints from 2000 to 2007. He did retire, and then a little bit after he retired, he found out that he had Lou Gehrig's disease. I don't want to go off too much off topic, but if you want to look up a little bit about him, he actually has a website. It's called let me see that SteveGleason.org. They actually raise money for research for Lou Gehrig's disease, so definitely check them out. They have some shirts, wristbands, things like that. Definitely, help with the cause there. That's my little, public announcement. But they did have a couple players. I know DJ recognized a couple of them too that eventually did go to the NFL. So I guess it wasn't a total bust, sort of. Um, what did you think about the guys that you did recognize, the fact that they were in the XFL?
The One of the more notable guys that I noticed that guy named Maddox, and I think you said he may be, you know, related to the bed of Maddoxes.
Yeah.
Um, I noticed Paris Lennon, who actually plays. I'm not sure if he still plays, But I know recently it was probably 2 years ago actually he played for the Cardinals, and also Corey Ivory in 2010 actually played for the Ravens. I knew I'd heard that name. I'm a Ravens fan. Whoop whoop. Um, so I'd heard that Corey Ivory fellow. So I thought So I mean, it seems like they had a couple of guys who were pretty good players in the NFL. I know Paris Lennon was pretty decent. Corey Ivory, I didn't think he was bad either. Um, so actually played in the Super Bowl too. Corey Ivory did, and Paris Lennon. Both of those guys actually played in the Super Bowl. So that's pretty cool. That's actually a nice little short, kind of short list of people who played in the Super Bowl from this XFL. So they had some talent there. I guess you could probably say.
Yeah. And they had other guys that have gone on to play in other teams, NFL and you know CFL also. Um, One thing that I did like about the XFL is, with the NFL and the Canadian Football League, all the other leagues, you have your name on your jersey, but it's always your last name. You know it's going to be your last name. The cool thing about the XFL is, you could put whatever you wanted on your jersey. And there were some pretty, crazy names. One most notably that people will remember is He Hate Me. This was on the jersey of Rod Smart. Um, his full name is Torold Deshaun Smart.
Isn't that a name you want on the back of your jersey though? Smart. Come on, man.
And this guy, I guess, in 2001, he played on the practice squad or off-season squad for the San Diego Chargers before he went to the Las Vegas Outlaws of the XFL. Um, and then after that, he went to the Edmonton Eskimos. Some of you will know them from Canadian Football League. And then from there, he's gone to Philadelphia Eagles, Carolina Panthers, Oakland Raiders, and Tennessee Titans. Or, no, not Tennessee Titans. It says Team Tennessee. I don't know what that is. Oh, look, there he is. Yeah, He Hate Me.
Yeah, there he is.
Well, what do you know? He came to the show today. Um, so I guess that was kind of cool. Um, what are your thoughts on, do you like the idea that you could have whatever, name you wanted, or do you think that's just kind of dumb?
Um, it's a little dumb, and I guess because if you're gonna portray yourself as a professional sports company, then it's cool, but it would be cool for like maybe high school or something. I don't think you think it's cool. You are professionals. That's what you are. And I like to have a jersey with my name on the back. But to a point. But I don't know if it's cool for yeah. I don't know if it's cool for professionals. Um, I'd say I'd pass on the He Hate Me jersey.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was kind of gimmicky. Um, I mean, it was obviously a typical WWE idea. They're the only ones who would be, let's put whatever we want on our how about you put He Hate Me. Um, it was just, and when it came out, when the XFL came out, I was a kid. I was young, so for me at the time, that was cool. I thought, you know, it was cool. But now that I'm older, it's kind of, you know, dumb. But I'm trying to do an overlay here, and it's not really working for me. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Fingers crossed, everybody.
Not as bad as my overlays.
Yeah. This just kind of gives you an idea what the helmets looked like. I I thought some of them were kind of cool. Um, the demons one I thought was pretty cool. The demons one reminds me of the Undertaker's logo though. Um,
We got
uh,
the Chargers up there.
yeah, I was gonna say why are the Chargers in here? Um, but I'll give them credit for like uniform design and helmet design. It was pretty cool, you know. But that only gets you so far, If you don't have talent on the teams, if you don't, yeah, the way I explain it is like Vince McMahon trying to start a football league is kind of like somebody who's never even been to a wrestling show starting a wrestling company. If you don't know it, it's not going to work for you. And I don't know that WWE even got people who either worked in the NFL or worked in professional football to really help them out. Um, I think if they had done more research, it may have worked out better. I don't think it would have really gone anywhere anyway because um, the NFL is so big anyway that people we're gonna watch the NFL first before any other upstart football league, especially something as gimmicky as the XFL was. It was just kind of you tuned into that first season just to see kind of if it was good at all, and unfortunately it really wasn't that good. And again, I know I'm kind of rambling on this video, but I think it's just something we kind of wanted to, you know, talk about a little bit, see other people's opinions on it. Would you have liked to see it succeed? Um, why do you think it failed? Anything really. This is just kind of we didn't have any specific, points to talk about. We just kind of wanted to, we're looking at the history of WWE, a company that we kind of have a special place in our hearts, and talking about the the home runs that they've hit and the gutter balls that they've hit, and this just happened to have been a gutter ball. Do you have any thoughts before we
Um,
kind of conclude this video?
like I said, overall, it was just kind of one of those things that they kind of thought would work. I've actually heard, seen this being compared to like the network, especially with the way the network's not really getting the what they wanted to get it. But I mean, I think the network's doing a lot better than this seemed like it was. The network seems like it has a better foundation under it. It's wrestling based as well. Um, I've also heard about WWE films how they haven't really been doing that well as well. And once again, this is the network is a wrestling based thing, so it makes it's probably it's gonna last, and technology is always advancing, so it's gonna last. But I mean, as far as the XFL goes, it seemed like it had a good idea behind it. Like I said, on paper, it seemed like it was something that could have been something, but I don't know how much Vince McMahon really knows about football. Um, you know, um, he's grown up in the wrestling business for so long. And it is kind of like he said. I want to, I just want to buy a football league. You know, as he attempted to buy the Canadian Football League. So it was very much an interesting a thing to even really learn about. I don't remember it per se, probably because it didn't last that long. I wasn't really much into football at this point in my life anyway. So that's probably why I didn't know anything about it. I was actually old enough to actually probably even understand it a little bit. But I wasn't really much of a football fan at this point, so that's probably why I was kind of out of the loop here on this one.
Yeah, and I was a bit of a football fan, but I wasn't old enough to kind of, really understand, stats and, things, win loss records and things like that. I just saw, oh, cool uniforms and football and, uh, and that aspect, the kind of ooh shiny type of aspect that was what was cool about it. But then when you kind of get into the meat and potatoes, as they say, it wasn't there. Um,
Yeah, I mean, and this is the same person running two companies. That's hard anyway.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and that was a time where um, we were still in the Monday Night Wars. This was before WCW was bought out. I believe it was before they were bought out in, I think, late 2001, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but they just had so much on their plate at that time. I think if they had waited, like if they had done something like that now, you know, late 2000s, early like 2010, 2011, I think it may have worked better just because right now WWE is at a point where they don't really have direct competition. Um, TNA is getting up there, but they're never going to be on that level. Um, so if they had waited and didn't done it now, might have done a little bit better. Especially now with all of the controversy that the NFL is having. Um, with um, spousal abuse and a bunch of players have been disciplined for drug use, things like that. So they're kind of in a rough place, kind of like WWE was back in the end of Monday Night Wars. So if WWE had waited and done it now, I think it may have worked out a little bit better. Not much, obviously, because still it's Vince Vince McMahon, jumping into a world that he doesn't understand, you know. And I'm not a billionaire, but I can imagine, being a billionaire, you think you can do anything. Because let's face it, you can afford people to do it for you. Um, and I just think he got that in his head, and it just didn't work out for him. Um, which is unfortunate, but at the end of the day, if Vince McMahon lost out on $1,000, I don't think he'd miss it. So I don't think he misses the money that he lost. Really. Uh, what?
I'll take it. Don't worry. Vince, if you wanted to throw money at me, bro, I'll take it. Just I don't know, put it in the mail, send in a card, a greeting card if you want to. Been watching your company for a while.
Yeah, I mean,
$9.99 on your this whole network shabagle, and it's not
yeah.
working on my PS3. Darn it! I want a refund.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't understand about them trying to fight so much and push it down our throats with the network. They're they already have so much money. They could promote it like like they promote NXT. They promote NXT just enough, so you want to tune in every week. They don't shove it down your throat. But with the network, they for some reason they feel they have to shove it down your throat, and it's backfiring on them.
Yeah, and they got enough money to put $60 pay-per-views on for $9.99. That shows you about how much money WWE has.
Yeah, but if you think about it, some of the pay-per-views they've downgraded. So right now they're kind of most of them are worth $9.99.
Except for WrestleMania 30, that one's worth like 80, a million dollars.
Well, and NXT right there is itself worth at least
And,
sixty
and
dollars.
obviously, Beyond the Ring, John Cena version with
That that's that one they have to give me money for. Anything John Cena, they have to give me money. They owe me money.
we were talking about streaming the network at work. It was like we should stream the network at work. And how mad would you be if for some reason they decided to stream the network at work, and because John Cena's the family friendly guy, they just put off John Cena content.
I'd be like, screw it, I quit. I'm done. Gone. Nope.
Oh my god. Oh man.
No, but I started my new job not long ago at Kmart, and we were walking, like they were doing the tour of the store, which like I knew anyway, because I've been going there since I was a little kid. And we walked by the toy section, and there was one of those almost life-size John Cena dolls. I was like, I had to pace myself. I was like, don't do anything. Don't do don't give it a zigzag. Don't do anything.
No, hit the RKO out of nowhere on it. Don't do
that would have been a great first day at work. Listen, what had happened was
See, you know what? I'm passionate, okay? I'm passionate. This is why I deserve this job.
oh man. But yeah, well, let's. I think that's pretty much all we have to kind of. Unless you have anything to add about the XFL, kind of got off topic there. We need to stop with the getting off topic.
Or just with the John Cena in general, because that's the main off-topic point. It's
This
just
is the
Cena.
no John Cena zone.
It's just Cena. No, I have nothing. I have nothing.
uh, no, but one other good thing about the XFL is this was pre-Cena era. You know, this was back before we had John Cena.
You know what?
Back when
That's what they should do. That's what they should do. They should put the XFL on the WWE Network. Yeah. Yeah.
yes,
WWE. Put the XFL on the WWE Network. Because I actually looked for it. Because I was like, I'm about to go see if I can find this. And they didn't have it. And I cried a little bit. So, WWE, I know you're watching. Because you are. Put the WWE put the XFL on the WWE Network, darn it.
also WWE, because you're watching, because you love us. You're a fan. Clearly, you're a fan. Put Tough Enough, the original Tough Enough, on the network, not the new one that they did like a few years ago with Stone Cold Steve Austin. That one wasn't as good, and they only did it for like one season. The original, put that on there.
I want to see Maven. Is it Maven? I think.
I want to see Josh Matthews. I just
All
want to
right,
go
guys.
back and watch those episodes and see how many people didn't make it to be a wrestler, but like are commentators or
Oh
announcers
yeah,
or something. Because
yeah.
there was like Josh Matthews was one of them, and there was another guy I can't remember his name, but
But once again, we're getting off topic. But actually, technically, we're on topic, and then we just kind of drifted again. So, it's interesting stuff, though. I mean, what would videos be without interesting things in them that's not about the XFL? The XFL was obviously terrible, so you gotta add in a little bit of like that. But feel
there's kids
free to
watching.
follow me on, huh?
There's kids watching. We don't know why. We don't need any of that. This is a kids show. This is a
Okay,
family.
okay. The eh, eh.
That one's a little more creepy, but I'll let it pass.
Follow me on Twitter because that's what we do. That's what we do. If you're, Mark Henry, so feel free to follow me on Twitter, and more videos coming soon, guaranteed. Tomorrow, TNA review, just in case you didn't know, because if you didn't know, something's wrong with you. TNA review tomorrow, Wednesday at some point. NXT review Thursday. Yeah. That's all I got for you. That. Oh yeah, Survivor Series, Sunday. Survivor Series.
Yeah. So also follow me. It's right there. Twitter. Send me direct messages. Send me tweets. Send me pictures. Anything really. Also, if you happen to have a Vine account, not many people do, but if you do, you should go on there and you should follow me because I make vines and some of them are funny and most of them are not. But there's my vine. It's KC. Um, but follow me on Twitter. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot what it was. Um, so just follow me. Share the video. Um, be our friends. Give us give us ideas for more videos. And not to freak you out, but next week is Thanksgiving and then Black Friday. So um, there's that.
I mean, that was a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot.
Sometimes you have to share a lot. You know, share a lot to get a lot. That's what I always say.
Indeed. Indeed. So, hey, by the way, that's a good segue. Share this video a lot. You'll get more content. A lot more. Ha! See you guys. Peace. Love you guys. Heart. Yeah. Love you. Woo!